Hello friends, in this video I'm going to explain how you are not your mind. Think about that. Let's go. So why do we identify with our minds? Why do we think that this is us, who we are? The reason we think we are our minds is because of the internal dialogue. That incessant chatter, the monkey mind, the rat in the cage. The internal dialogue is always on 24/7, every time we're awake. The only time people get a break from it is when we indulge in some form of entertainment like TV, music, social media, video games, etc. That is why these things are so popular. People seem to fear really facing themselves in silence and are usually very uncomfortable with it, always filling the void with meaningless noise. But Jack Valentine, if I'm not my mind, then who am I? And I'll explain it like this. We have a thought, and then we're so busy identifying with that thought. And then we have another thought, and then another thought, and then another thought, and then another thought, that we never really step back from the thought and wonder who is the one who's listening to these thoughts. Because we're so wrapped up in thought after thought, but really, who is the one listening to these thoughts? You see, at the true nature, the very core of our being, we are just an awareness, a silent presence, that God force that is set apart from everything, from our thoughts, from our emotions. And the thoughts are our tool. The mind is a tool that we use. It's kind of like a knife. You can put down the knife or you can pick it up and you can use it. But if you use the knife too much, your mind, if you use the knife too much all the time like we do, then that knife you're using becomes dull. It's not sharp anymore because it's all you're doing is using it, never setting it down and taking care of it and sharpening it and quieting the mind and just being your awareness. And to be quite honest and truthful, that is the insanity of the world that we live in, is that everyone is just and we never really are just our awareness. And that is the point to come to, is to realize, whoa, these are my thoughts here, but I'm this. And I can use my mind, my thoughts, like I said, as a tool. Wow, I'm powerful. I have control over this. And see, the train has been running for so long, like your whole life has just been thought after thought after thought, that maybe you don't really stop a train. You know, the train is going. You kind of have to slow it down, slow that mind down, come to that place where you realize your awareness, and then start the train up in the different direction. You know, where you are an awareness and now you're powerful and the train is moving this way, where you are in charge of your thoughts, that tool out here that you're using, your mind. You can set it down, you can pick it up, you can do whatever you want with that mind. And that mind is the blueprint of reality. You know, once you give it those emotions to whatever that thought is, then that train speeds off in the direction that you desire. Again, as long as you don't cling to those desires. You know, don't get stuck on the tracks. Just be the awareness, and that momentum will shift. But Jack Valentine, I have such a hard time stopping my mind. I mean, I try, but I just can't. It's just going all the time. Here's the deal. Stop telling yourself that you can't. That's the number one trick to use here. If you keep telling yourself you can't, so be it. You can't. You have to just know, okay, I'm on this path here. I'm doing it. You know, take a moment, Look at the grass. Look at things around you. Here's a wonderful trick. It's called a waking meditation. Next time you go to the store, your local big box store, get out of your car, decide you're just going to see what's happening in the moments. You're walking through the parking lot. Notice, observe things. Look at the bumper sticker on that car. Wow. Don't have a thought about it. Just see the color of it. Look at the beautiful people. Be in the moments. Walk in the store and listen to how the doors open. Say hello to the greeter. And then just quiet your mind as you look at all the faces, look at all this stuff. It's a waking meditation. And when you do this, you'll start to notice, wow, everyone around me is very caught up in their minds. They're doing this, or looking at that, they're talking to this. And it will become very clear to you how lost in the fog everyone is. And then that will make you understand how lost in the fog you have been. When you go through, you know what's on your list to get, or you don't, you just see what's there for you to buy. And you'll come out of that store feeling energized and in your power. And that will prove to you how you can set the mind down. You can put that tool down and only use it when needed. When it's time to scan out, you need your mind. You got to figure out how much stuff costs. But then you can quiet your mind and let everything unfold. And that is where the beauty and the magic is the isness. And then you will understand a freedom, a clarity, and a bliss that possibly you've never experienced. And this will be contagious. Other people will see it. You'll be charming. Your personality will fall away because you just are, and that will feel so good to you, almost like a drug, that you'll want to stay in that place more and more. And you will. And that is opening up. That is freedom. Releasing the mind, but not trying to release the mind. Just being in mindfulness and awakeness will release your mind naturally. No effort. You don't say, well, I'll try to do that, because that's fighting fire with fire. Trying to be effortless is silly. I mean, think about it. Use your mind right there. So I suggest being in that waking meditation. Meditation is great alone on the yoga mat or in your chair or in your car or wherever. That is great to silence the mind and form the skill of being able to put the mind down and pick it up and put it down and pick it up and sharpen it and do whatever you want, because I said the mind is out here and you are an awareness back here. It's a tool. But also, when you're in the chaos of life happening, you can also pick it up and use it and set it down and process the chaos around you. Be cool and confident. And pretty soon, you're powerful. So you see how identifying with your mind and thinking that's who you are all the time might be the key to your suffering? That clinging, that attaching to every thought, thinking it's you and just clinging to it, obviously leads to suffering, because your mind becomes your master and you're the slave. But the key is to flip the script and realize that you are the master and the mind is your slave. Not slave, but it's your tool. We have it the other way around. We're such prisoners to our mind, that mental slavery, but flip it. Be the master of your mind. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. So no more of this, well, I would use my mind correctly, but I don't know how, or I can't, or I'll try. No. Every day just be, okay, I understand that the mind is a tool. And I'm an awareness. Whether my brain is damaged or I've got too much psychological trauma or I'm going through healing, none of that. You are an awareness that is blank, a part of the oneness that is everything. No matter what you think is your problem or your issue, you're an awareness. The mind is your tool. That's all there is to it. And whatever you say your mind is, that's what it is. So, you're an awareness, your mind, you pick it up, and it's your magic wand. So thank you, my friends, for watching, and really think about what I've said. And remember, free your mind, and the rest will follow. I love you.